Hello, hello, hello. Very good evening to all of you. This is KS here with Konverse with KS. Nurture Life has been very successful in getting some amazing people on board. And today we have the most enterprising, the most promising, the most talented, and one of my favorites, the serial entrepreneur, the angel investor, Forbes 30 under 30, Matteo Boffa. Matteo, thank you so much for accepting this invitation and coming on our show.
Hello, Kate. Thank you so much. I'm very privileged and honored to be here with you tonight, and I'm very excited for this next
Would you,
hour together.
Thank you so very much. So let me introduce Matteo to all of you who does not know him. Yes, he is a serial entrepreneur. He is an angel investor, and he has been on Forbes 30 under 30. But what is it that sets him apart from the rest of them? He's a very young entrepreneur, and he chose to create a difference. I always believe that, necessity is the mother of invention. And if there is a problem statement, there is a solution. But then not everybody are solutionists. And Matteo is one of them. So I will not introduce a whole lot of what he's doing because I want to take you through his journey in his own words. So, Matteo, starting with your journey, you started off at a very young age. I remember you saying that at the age of 15, you were a student intern, which actually back in our countries is not appreciated because all of a sudden it's child labor. So please let us know about what that was all about, because I know that you come from Switzerland and in the European countries, because I grew up in the US and I know that's the norm. And I believe it builds discipline. So please tell us about it.
Yes, of course. Unfortunately or fortunately, if we see what happened later on in my path, I was not a very good student. I was very not a naughty boy. My parents really didn't really know where to knock their heads. And in Switzerland, luckily, we have this path, which is called apprenticeship, where at the age of 14, 15, you can really start working and studying for the same profession. It can be for bakery, can be for jewelry, can be for any type of profession that you can imagine. There is this opportunity. So my family, they are bankers since many generations in Switzerland, and they kindly pushed me into this work at a very young age. So I started in Banca della Svizzera Italiana, which is a bank in the southern part of Switzerland. And I was still surviving with my notes because you have to go through 3 years process to get your diploma. I was not a very good employee as well. And I don't know how, but I was able to succeed in getting my diploma. I got employed because usually if you go through these 3 years and you're kind of decent, you get employed. After that, I worked for 2 years in the same institution, and I did my mandatory army service for a year, which I extended for an additional year to graduate as well. So these two first paths in my life were very important to create the basement of what I will have became later on 5-10 years. So yeah, very, very important, the apprenticeship that teach me at a very young age to enter in the world of adults. Of course, the first year you make copies and open doors. And after you gradually reach the point of seeing clients and managing your own little portfolio. So this for me was very important. The army, of course, puts everybody in the same level, same uniform. Doesn't matter if you are the son of a politician or you are a farmer. Everybody follow the same rule and have to respect the same system. And thanks to that, I learned French, which was an additional, I would say, bricks to construct my wall of trying to be an entrepreneur.
Wonderful. Actually, what a journey. I always did think that, when you put kids to be able to be exposed to work, there is dignity of labor.
Mm-hmm.
So they're never ashamed to earn for themselves, and they always respect everybody. So I think that is something that probably got instilled in you. which is a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
that's 100%
From there,
correct.
what I actually started, when I was reading, exactly, exactly. And I think you are a role model for many youngsters today. I'm sure you are.
Thank you.
Uh, One of the best things that I really loved reading about you, that I don't know how many people know it, is Matthias' first business when he came to Dubai started with a problem statement. He looked at billboards. How many of you have looked at billboards and realized that this is PVC material that's going to be harmful to animals, the universe, and Mother Nature? So this young man here started off with a business called Etuix, which is actually luxury upcycled products, but made out of billboards. Please tell us more about that.
Yeah, this actually was my second business because the first one unfortunately went totally busted. I lost basically all my savings plus the small heritage that I got from my mom when unfortunately she passed. So I decided to try again, and with a business partner from Switzerland, we created this concept of getting the billboards and cutting it, cleaning it, and transforming it in something unique and sustainable. So in that case, we are talking about upcycling rather than recycling. And the beauty part of it is that each bags is unique in the world. Now, to make it financially sustainable, what we decided was to make it a B2B business. It means we collect the material only when the company which owns the billboard or the advertising campaign decides to create the bags. It means we don't have stock, and we can outsource the production to a third party here in the UAE. So it's as well local produced. So there is no carbon footprint to move material left and right. So that was, I have to say, a successful move. We did many big projects. We did Expo. We are doing now Formula One. COP is going to be on board with this concept. It's a win for everybody because the company itself that received the bag and they pay for the bag actually can resell it for
Mhm.
double, triple the price, and at the same time give something unique about themselves to the customer that has a story, and it's not on checks I wrote, which are limit for a limited time for a limited time, but it can literally travel the world as a sport bag, as a backpack.
Wow, that's actually a very, very innovative thought process. The fact that you actually thought about it and created something out of it is just amazing. So when I was going through a whole lot of things, something that is very, very new came in your portfolio, because I've been actually following you for over a year and seeing what all you have been doing. I'm going to speak about this first so we can go into the rest of it later. I saw that you just got into invested in two businesses in Mexico, which are your new investments, and they're very, very, very um, different. And that is Grium and Santana. Something to do with cricket farming. Could you please elaborate more on that?
Yes, of course, Kay. I love. I have to start a bit backwards. So I love to travel with my wife in Southeast Asia. Being based in Dubai is very easy to travel in Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia. We recently spent a month in the Philippines, and I always see this culture very close, not only the present days but in the past, into eating insects, right? I've been invited to Mexico this beginning of the year from the actually government, and they asked me to visit different incubator and accelerator in the region. And this fantastic group of students from Tec de Monterrey, one of the most prestigious university in Mexico, um, came on stage. They presented.
Just
They hand me some cookies, some pasta, some bread, and basically everything was made with cricket flour. So they explain how actually eating cricket can solve massive problem that can be food security, water scarcity, and no use of energy of any type, and how these insects multiply very fast. So you have a supply which is very sustainable. If you calculate to make the same, to make a ton of beef meat, it will take you around 4,000 liter of water. To make 1 ton of cricket flour, it will take you 4 liters of water, and the surface that you need, it's 1,000 times smaller. So you avoid, of course, to using land. You avoid to create a water problem, and at the same time, you have a product which is super high in protein, doesn't have basically carbs, and it's a great superfood. So in Central America and especially North America, you have a lot of problem with obesity, diabetes. So this
Wow.
can really solve not only the environment problems, but as well the social and health problem for millions of people. So I did some research, and I noticed that there was one of the first company in Japan raised their C round at so they raised $350 million. And of course, I knew that it's something that is coming. And I was considering eating crickets in March this year was like eating probably a vegan burger 15 years ago. Nobody would have ever believed that major fast food chain will introduce vegan food. So I hope that I bet on the right horses or in the right crickets, let's call it, and they will jump into the success of not only these great students, but as well to enrich my portfolio.
Right. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing because you are so diverse in your thought process and in your investments. And I am sort of fascinated because of the fact that it's very rare for entrepreneurs to sort of see such a diverse portfolio. And when I was looking through your portfolio, something very interesting, but yet very mundane came to my site, and that was DipDap, and that is a laundry service. So how did that happen? I mean, between all these things, and then there is a laundry service, DipDap.
Yeah, so I have to say, DipDap is probably the only business which doesn't really focus on a social or environmental problem and solution at the same time. For me, it was more an emotional decision for two reasons. Reason number one, I'm quite active on LinkedIn, I have to say, and I receive many messages daily, weekly about I have a business. Can I send you the pitch deck, whatever? And something that very caught my attention was this message from a gentleman called Savan that says, "I have a new laundry service. I know it's not super cool or perfect, but I would like to give you a promo code to try. It's here based here in Dubai. Very honest, 3 lines, nothing very elaborate or complicated. And give me the code." And I used it. And the first time the order comes back, top-notch quality, fantastic price, even considering the discount. And I received it with a handwritten letter, A4, so like a decent size handwritten letter saying, "Thank you for supporting the business. We are not perfect. We are looking to improve. Please let us know any part of the service or the product that you didn't like. Please inform us so we can improve," and signed by the CEO. So for me, this was something extremely romantic because living in Dubai, I don't even have a mailbox. I don't receive any type of letter since the last 8 years. So for me, receiving something like this was very emotional because it recollect my memory of my grandma sending me a handwritten letter. So that was a really emotional part that pushed me to investigate more. And of course, I met the guy, and I love his vision. Very amazing Indian gentleman. That it's probably one of the most honest and hard worker person I ever met in my life. And there is reason number 2, which is a bit more the crazy reason. I don't know why, but I always wanted to have a part or own a part of laundry. Mostly because in the US movie, every good gangster has a laundry company. So that's probably something back in my head that recalls some good memories of movies.
So you lived your dream through DipDap.
Yes.
That's, that's probably what you did. When we are talking about, we are right bang in the middle of COP28 happening. As a matter of fact, I was there today. I was there a couple of days ago, and I think you're going to be here there this week. And it's such a coincidence that it's COP28 week, or rather this entire fortnight, and I've got literally the icon of sustainability on my show. Couldn't have been a better day, and I'm very honored. And while we are talking about sustainability itself, I don't know how many people know out there in the audience. If you guys are seeing this, you will be thrilled to know that Matteo invested on a 19-year-old young boy, Ashai Bhave, who actually came on one of the startup shows with his Thali, which was actually his sneakers made out of plastic bags and bottles. I will never forget that. I've read this story. It was, if I'm not wrong, Matteo, correct me, 6 bottles, 12 plastic bags. Am I correct? Per
So
sneaker.
it's 10 plastic bags and 12 plastic bottles.
It's 10 plastic bags in the, yeah. So this particular story is very interesting to me because not only did you invest in Thali, but what you've done with Thali furthermore was very interesting to me. That you've created an entire blockchain system where there is so much of transparency that people actually, it is true sustainability 100%, where we get to know where the bags were picked up, how they're processed, and who handled it. Please explain.
Yeah,
How this journey of Thali?
actually, today it's a very special day because I was in the same school where I first met Ashai Bave, at Amity University here in
Wow.
Dubai. So it was during this Eureka competition
Wow.
organized by the incubator, and yeah, different startup. I think there was 12 startups. Very long day because they were supposed to do 15-minute pitch, and of course they did 25 minutes. So it went quite longer than what we expected. And I think one of the last one was Staley. So this young guy, 19 years old, comes up on stage, crazy curly hair, and give to the judges this not even a pair of shoes, but one left shoe. And I have to say, and I will always repeat it, that was the most ugliest shoe I ever saw in my entire life. So he comes out,
I've heard that.
he gives this shoe and explain, okay, I create this first prototype out of plastic bags. My idea is to create the first vegan shoe out of recycled plastic bags and bottles. Plastic bags is a big problem, especially in India. I want to solve this problem and create something funky and to make as well some profit. So I really didn't like the shoe, but I like the vision and the mission of this young guy. And he ended up winning the competition. I shook hand and I said, okay, I want to meet you tomorrow, the day after we met. And I said, okay, I want to invest in your company. Actually, I want to invest in your idea. Let's create a company together. We shake hands. I give him the first $10,000. We create the second, third, fourth prototype. We had a gentleman agreement. So for me, with that small amount of money, I got 49% of the company, with the promise of always diluting myself in case
Wow.
of new people coming on board. But I remember a small part of the romantic story. The moment, one of the most incredible moments of my life was when Ashai's father and mom invited me to an Indian restaurant with Ashai, of course. And they were thanking me to believe in the kid and to give a chance to him in this crazy idea. So that's, for me, I will always remember the whole situation and scenario. So we created the prototype. We were very, very close to launch. We were at 1 week from the launch. COVID hit, and for us was one of the biggest blessing that will ever be able to happen. Our cost of production at the time was $50, which is super, super high. But we were super excited, and I have no knowledge about neither fashion, neither shoe production, neither recycling plastic bags. I was just excited to launch this shoe. Thankfully, COVID hit. We had to think the whole material, the whole distribution, the whole production. We were able to find an amazing producer that is now on board with us. We really improve as well the final product itself. And yeah, basically few weeks again before launching, Business Insider came to visit us through a post that we did and another post and something very that we still don't know exactly what happened. They make a video, they left India, and a few weeks after we realized that they posted and sales went literally ballistic, and this video made 10 million view
You became
in
viral.
yeah, I made 10 million view in 48 hours, something crazy. And yeah, luckily enough, Mr. Hanan Mahindra saw it, tweeted it, expressing his interest in not only in buying the shoes but as well in investing in us. A few weeks later, we had a call directly with him and his team, and he decided to come on board as an investor, and he brought as well Metro Shoes as an investor. So for us, the whole dynamics was extremely romantic, was tough, but it went as well into a very lucky spot.
Actually, one of the most beautiful things is I am so proud, and I am also so happy I was one of those viewers at least about 10, 15 times in those
Thank you.
millions of views, because I sent it to everybody that I knew, and I sent it to my son. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward, by the way, to pick up one of them very soon. I will pick up something for myself because I love the designs that they have created. So it would be an honor. I will definitely, and I think, show it off, and I'd say there's one of the boys that, you know, from my country. You know, that's a emotional thing for me. Speaking about, as I said, like, so you've created fourth heli, you have created the blockchain, process, which actually gives the transparency. Now, this is in line, I believe, quite a lot with. I know you have spoken about it too, greenwashing, to avoid greenwashing and truly be sustainable 100% and walk the talk. And I think that's what you've done with Thali. So your advice to people who believe in sustainability would probably be end the facade, stop being hypocrite, walk the talk, if I'm not wrong. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't really answer your previous question. I more tell you the story. But of course, for us and for the previous investor and for the actual investor, transparency and being clear with the customer was a priority number one. We don't want to end up creating a sustainable product that harms the people, for example, or the producer, or that even the material can be the most sustainable material in the world, but if you start shipping it from India to Portugal to US back to Europe, it becomes even worse than wearing leather shoes. So that's what for us was extremely important.
Yeah.
And that's why, for example, now that sorry, my cat is getting crazy. That's, for example, why COP28
Okay. I'm used to cats.
COP28 decided to gift all the volunteers with a pair of Tele shoes. So now, if you go around COP, you will see all the volunteers with a pair of Tele on their feet.
Wow.
And yeah, back to the transparency. This is exactly what we want to show through our website. You see exactly in which area, who is producing, where is produced, and all the way of recollecting, refurbishing, donating our fantastic sneakers.
Wow. Along with this, actually, what I really liked is in line with this, you have created something very recently. It is a game called The Loop. Now, I have to tell you, I remember just about 7, 8 months ago discussing with my partner that in our apartments here, I would like to put up, because there are plastic bags that keep coming into our houses, right? So in India, I was used to living in a gated community where we separated the waste. And here the plastic bags are very huge. So I wanted to actually set up bins, and I actually was telling him all these bags I would like to collect and recycle them back to the stores to save that
Mhm.
money, collect some amount, and then put it back into being sustainable. And then I see Zilloop. I hear about this. It's very almost similar to what I was thinking, and I think I'm gonna find out how I can get one of your dustbins and probably promote it in our area over here. But how did that come about? That's such a beautiful thing. And then you have something to collect points, games, something like yeah. How did that work?
Yes. So I will really would love to say that the idea is mine, but unfortunately, it is not. I'm helping the founder, Mr. Eric Schaffner. He's a French gentleman that is as well part of Teli. So this is the great part of the ecosystem of investor and founder that we create. If an idea is it's successfully implemented, we can all collaborate and reinvest in different startup and share the shares. Sorry, my word game of words. So Eric created this fantastic gamification system
Wow.
to collect points in exchange of depositing plastic bottle in specific areas. So the loop is now present in hundreds of different countries, and it's a very simple system similar to Pokemon Go. You just collect your own plastic bottles at home. You go to a
Pokemon Go, yeah.
recycling center, you take a picture. The system will see how many bottles roughly are into the picture and will accredit you points. The points can be now converted into cash or to convert it into price and goods, sustainable goods.
Brilliant idea. I have not seen much in this part of the city. I live close to international. I live around international city. I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna find your bins, and if it's not there, I think I'm gonna reach out and see how we can implement it over here.
Yeah, there are plenty of beans
The next
around.
question I have is very interesting. Right. So I will definitely find them, and I already installed Zaloop, by the way. I already have it.
Very good.
The next one that I would like to talk about is flip-flopping. Explain,
So
please. A boat that is created by, yeah.
So flip floppy came to me through a friend. This is a great initiative that have been introduced. It's an initiative in Kenya that collects plastic from the beaches, and as the name suggests, it's made. The external side of the boat is made with flip flops. So that's was something incredibly visual for me to help the project through introducing potential donator or as well sponsoring part of their trip, because it's something that is very educational, very easy to catch, and the boat was stopping along the beaches in Africa and collecting the trash and creating it something useful. So I think that was one of the most beautiful project I ever been partially involved or supporting, and it's still has a big part in on my art.
Beautiful. I mean, your journey itself, I would say, is the most colorful journey. So one of these days, I think because I write extensively, I probably am going to end up writing a poetry that consists of all these things that you have been doing, and I'm probably going to present it to you. It would be an honor to do that, seriously.
Thank you.
A thing that I would love to know from you, Matteo, um, all these youngsters, right? Most of them that you are associated with are youngsters that have created some amazing brands, be it Ashay or any of them that you've been associated to. I somehow think that this has a lot to do with their psyche, their confidence levels, and when parents are supportive, when there is a society that supports these youngsters, I believe that we can actually take care of so much of their pressures. Their mental well-being, I think, would be better when you make them more productive in these kind of things. Your thoughts on this, please?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm very lucky to have met incredible young people. Most of the founders are younger than me. Yeah, the founders of the startups are younger than me. For me, it's just incredible understanding that I'm an old dinosaur for most of the things that the startups are doing. Even if I'm 32 now, I see the way of young people perceiving the present and the future. It's something totally disruptive of what I have in my head. Luckily enough, or by a matter of chances, most of the founders are from India. I really work very well with Indian people. I visited the country many times. I lived in Pune actually for 4 months. It's a fantastic environment, and are people that really want to succeed, and they work hard to make it happen, which is a mentality that I love. And as you said, the lucky part of this environment is that family are very supportive, like in the case of Ashai. And the second part is that young people really realize that they can make money in doing something good for others or for the planet.
Right. That's such a beautiful thing because not everybody gets lucky, by the way. Because, like I said, I know we had a discussion. So I am a sixth time entrepreneur. I started when I was 26, and I believe me, never been lucky with funding. But having said that, your advice on funding to entrepreneurs, and what is it that they lack, or what is it that you think they should? I mean, even for me, I would definitely take your advice. Your advice to startups. What is it that you would tell them when it comes to funding, and also, are you still are you also an advisor? For example, if somebody like me comes up to you and says, Matteo, I would like to see how do you do that?
So the first question, advice. My biggest advice is um, networking. Go out, talk to as many people as possible. Present what you're thinking. That can be a problem solver. And in the crowd, maybe you will not find in the first 1,000 people that you talk to, you will not find the guy who gives you the money, of course, but you will find people that will give you maybe their opinion. On your product, on your service, why it can work, why it cannot work. The problem that I face with many young people that have a good idea is that they spend so much time in just staying behind a computer, make research, massive documents that no early stage investor will really look into it. I'm going through a deck in 15 seconds, and after 15 seconds I can understand if I'm interested or not to invest. So what I suggest is just go out, talk to people, and really understand what is the best way to continue to modify, to adapt. And the beautiful part of this country, the UAE, is that you have such a massive diversification in terms of culture, religion, nationalities, that you have an opportunity to really test having the best diversification in one single night of networking. So that's my personal suggestion. And as well, improving pitching an idea to somebody will improve your skills into understanding which part are important, which part are not important, based on the attention of the other person. In terms of advisory, I work a lot with a university here. As I mentioned today, I was in actually two schools, one Raffle, where I did the keynote speech, and Amity, where I was one of the judge of the sustainable fashion competition. So I work a lot with university because I can find hidden gem like Teddy and invest into it. In terms of advisory, I don't personally like to get share for free. I put the money where my mouth is. I rather not invest than get free shares because my time is limited, and if I don't put my money, I will never put attention or time or energy or connection into it. So there is a lot of people that pretend, or they
Very nice.
call themselves investor, but getting free shares and using the name for the cap table or for the advisory board. It's something that I personally don't like, but there are people that can do it, and everybody is free to decide.
Different. Yeah, yeah. Amazing thought processes you have had. Now, I would definitely love to know your experience dealing with disappointments. Have you had any? Uh, how about failures? What are the lessons that you have learned? And if you have to pull out that one advice that you would want to give from your failures, if you have had any, what would it be?
Yeah, to be very honest, I had few failure and few disappointments in startups, like the first one that I created, where I lost, as I mentioned, a lot of money, and the saving that the heritage that I got from my mom. A good idea, good timing, money were there, development was there, everything was there. What made everything fail was the team. So I personally am a big believer that 51% of a success of a company, of a startup, of an idea, of a project, of a product is the team. You can have all the money in the world, but if the team cracks or don't perform, you fail in any case. Or even if you at the beginning start working, big problems can come out when you reach success even faster than when if you don't if you fail. That's the situation that most of entrepreneur young people don't consider. If you start like us selling $30,000-$40,000 of sneakers in 1 hour, after a post of an actor, or in our case, it was a documentary released in Germany. Pressure starts getting high, and you can really crack the team, and everything get busted. So again, as a suggestion, based on my disappointment and failure, is creating a strong team which is diversified in terms of age, nationalities, culture,
Yes.
whatever more diversified you can create it, the better it is.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Brilliant points. Another question that I would definitely, I know the answer to it, but I would like to hear from you, because you see, there are people who would love to hear from, somebody who has been there, done that. Environment, pollution, carbon emissions, and again, health and mental health, well-being, depression. Your thoughts on the connection of all this?
Sorry, I lost you a little bit. It was a bit cracky. Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah. So what I was asking you was, in terms of pollution, green gas emissions, all the kind of problems that we have in terms of sustainability, because if we do not take care of nature, it affects the health and the mental well-being. I believe that. So please let me know what you think on the connection of all this, and what is it that we can do to mitigate this risk.
I think it's a circular negative effect situation, where every bad aspect of your health, that can be physical, can be mental, it's influenced and can influence your environment in how you live. So everything is personal opinion, as you mentioned, from your side. It's everything is interconnected, and one problem can generate more problem as a snowball effect, but one solution at the same time can generate more solutions. So what I'm, for example, doing when I'm stressed, or I have some problem, I love to tidy up the house and just take it as a time of, okay, I'm cleaning myself, or I go for a run. So incrementing my health situation, or incrementing my organization in terms of space and surrounding, helps as well, all the other factor. Stressed people will be less attentive, for example, in recycling, or they will care less, or they will not care of other people, which influence an avalanche of other dysfunction situations. So I think that they're very
Yes.
interconnected, and as soon as you are not feeling healthy or safe, you will not care about others or about the planet, for example.
Wow, such profound thoughts, as always. Family, relationships, work-life balance, and parenting. And you, how has this, because you're doing so much, right? You must be missing your family because you're also a young man. Then, of course, I don't know how much of time you guys get to spend together, because you're juggling a lot of things. How do you balance this work and life? And because it does add a lot of stress on every day. How has that happened for Matteo?
Yeah, I think my biggest advantage, I have two very big advantage. Advantage number one, I don't have kids yet, which helps a lot because I can dedicate a lot of time for myself, for the business, and to dedicate to my wife. Just to give you an example, the last months of November, we spent it out for business network events, embassy, chamber of commerce, 27 nights in the months of November. So we didn't literally eat at home for 27 nights. And the second advantage is that I have a fantastic wife that supports me, that loves to go out, that loves to gear up and enjoy talking with random people in random situation that can be from a very simple, friendly drink with some potential partner or startup to a very high level gala at the opera. So she's very chameleontic, and that's my one of my biggest luck. And of course, she's very supportive, and she's my lucky charm. She's the person that at the end of the day take the last meter decision of tons up, tons down for the investment. So I spend a lot of time in analyzing business plan, financial plan, marketing research, marketing plan, and at the end of the day, we invite the founders at home. We prepare something. We discuss business for 15 minutes, like a normal pitch, and at the end of the day, we close the door, and she does the gladiator signs, thumbs up, thumbs down, and her ratio of success, it's super high.
Wow. I must meet her one of these days then, because if maybe she can become my lucky charm too. I would love to meet her, I think, because it's a very interesting thing, right? So when you found the balance and when you found an amazing partner, it has so much of positivity in your life, in business, in work. It's such a beautiful thing. God bless you, and I'm gonna wish a lot of luck, lots of successes, and lots of happiness for you guys.
Thank
Now,
you.
Matayo's hobbies, dreams, and aspirations going further down. One, I want to know what your hobbies are. I know just traveling is one of them. I'm aware of that. But what else is your hobby? And then what are the dreams and aspirations? Because you still have a long way to go. There's so much more you need to do. So what's next?
Yeah, I really love traveling, as you mentioned. I love do backpacking. So for us, traveling is literally two backpacks, an airplane, and after we rent a motorbike, we rent tuk-tuk, we rent cars, and we just travel around the country that we go. Lucky again, my wife, she's a teacher, so we have a long summer that we can spend in Southeast Asia, which, as you know better than me, financially it's probably cheaper to spend a month traveling in Southeast Asia than
Much more
spending
economical.
doing nothing in Dubai. On top of that, summer it's very quiet for the many different businesses because everybody is out. So traveling is of course something that we like, and scuba diving is something that we discover. It's something that we really enjoy, and I don't want to be too cocky, but if you go on YouTube and you Google Atlantis proposal, you will find
You
my.
proposed to her underwater.
Yes, exactly. And since that moment, we enjoyed doing scuba diving. We were recently in the Philippines. We did our advanced course, and we are looking forward to grow as well. It's a fantastic world underwater, and if somebody didn't explore it yet, I really suggest it, because it's just your the sound of your breath, and it's you see things that it's literally unbelievable. It's very fantastic, and as well you can
Yeah.
help to keep it clean. So we do some diving clean up, and it's literally fantastic.
That's actually on my bucket list, by the way. Scuba diving is definitely on my bucket list. I have that on my bucket list. So one of these days, I don't know. I've actually thought about the Havelock Islands, a place that I've
Mhm.
wanted to go to. Have you been there, by the way?
No, not yet.
Actually, that's a beautiful island. No, Havelock is supposed to be very beautiful. I think you would enjoy it. And for scuba diving, especially, Havelock is supposed to be very good. Um, Next question would be, what is it that people do not know about Matteo? They know a whole lot of things about you. We have this ritual that we follow on Converse with KS, where we actually reveal one secret that people do not know about our guest. And I have been successful in doing that every single episode. So I would like to know, what is it that people do not know about Matteo yet?
I think part of my sorry is the cat preventing to tell me my secrets,
Oh, sweet.
So I think part of the reason why I moved to Dubai was as well the bad thing that unfortunately my mom died, as I mentioned before. But as well, I had a very dark divorce after just 3 months of our my first wife wedding. Unfortunately, I discovered that she was cheating on me with actually my best friend. So that was a very dark moment, and it happened very close to the death of my mom. So at that stage, you reach a very dark place where everything it's you don't think that you can really go further than this in terms of disappointment into friends and love, and of course losing somebody in the family. I was very young as well, and for me it was a very traumatic event. But if I look at now, probably that cheating or that miss giving or getting love or receiving friendship from an old friend actually was the trigger that pushed me to move to Dubai. Moved to Dubai. I met my wife actually few months later, and she's the most amazing person I ever met, and we are now trying to build a family together. And if it was not for this dark moment, I will never have reached the light or the happiness. So it's very true that you need the storm, you need the cloud, you need the rain if you want to see the rainbow. So it's not really a secret. It's something that still embarrasses me, because talking about this, it's still embarrassing. It's not painful anymore. It's just a bit embarrassing. But yeah, I hope that was enough of a secret from my side.
It is not actually embarrassing. I would tell you this, that it's not embarrassing, but it takes a lot to be honest and speak about something that has actually hurt you. And I think it has carved you to be a better person and appreciate the little moments in life. And it's definitely, I mean, fact that you're sitting here and saying it must have been one of the most difficult things. Losing a mother is never easy. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how old you are in this world, losing a mom is never easy. I lost mine at 16. So believe me,
Mm.
it is not easy. So it takes a lot of courage. And then something like this that you just revealed, you don't have to be embarrassed. I think people who are dishonest should be embarrassed because what they did to you was not okay. But the fact
Yeah.
that you came out of it shows how strong you are as an individual, and you have set yourself as an example. And I always believe that universe gives the pain and the trouble and all kinds of hardships to people who can handle it, and then it
Yeah.
gives you the rainbow. So today
Yeah.
you see the rainbow because you were able to go through the hardships. And hats off to you for having done that, and look how much of style you have done it in.
Thank you.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
you've literally
Appreciate
rocked
it.
it. And I To all our viewers, there's so much more he does. There is Majama and there is Zaloop and there is Zofa. Each one of Matayo's businesses that he has invested in, each one of them that he's involved in, and I am going to wish and that someday I am going to be lucky enough to have this man on any business of mine. I'm going to wish for that, and I'm going to hope that affirm to the universe that, oh my God, universe, please bring Matayo to us and let me do something amazing too. You have been such an inspiration. Continue to be the inspiration that you are, Matayo. Um, and now we come to one of the most different parts of our show. You get to ask me two questions.
Okay.
So, what would they be?
What you will, if you have one binary decision that was taken from your side in your life, which was yes or no, or black or white, or whatever, which one will be that you will love to change?
Wow. As a matter of fact, if I have to tell you, none.
Okay.
I have absolutely no regrets in life. I wouldn't change a single point of my life because they were very conscious decisions. And for good or bad, whatever has happened, I think I evolved myself to a point where I've accepted every single one of them and I've become a better human being today. So, no regrets. No regrets at
Great.
all. I wouldn't change anything because I have every single point has made me richer by experience.
Okay, great. And my second one,
Second
it's a
question.
question. It's a funny one, but it's based actually in a study, a psychological study. And I always ask them, the founders. It's one of the question that I ask to understand a bit the personality and the level of how jokey they are or how serious they are and how they interpreted life. So if you were a superhero, which one will be which superpower you will choose? One superpower.
Wow. Frankly speaking, I wouldn't want to be a superpower or a superhero, but I would love to be a superhuman, more of a human being, caring for mankind, and I would want to be remembered as somebody who left a legacy behind and impacted the world in the most beautiful way. I want to be able to put
Hmm.
as many smiles as possible. I would create my own superwoman, and that would be, that would be something that a person who spreads smiles. So I would like to be
Fantastic.
called Miss Smiles. I
Fantastic.
love to put smiles on places, people. So it might be for helping them, for educating people, for housing people, for feeding people. I want to be known as Miss Happiness.
Fantastic. And you are doing it already.
So that would be my own superwoman kind of thing. So yeah, thank you, thank you. I am trying to do my best, and it would be an honor. I would love to meet you. With actually, I mean, I have my a couple of directors on board, and they're like, we have to meet Matayo. We have to learn so much from him. So more than anything else, thank you so much for taking this time because I do believe that time is one of the most precious things that you can give someone. You can never I can never repay you for this time because this doesn't come back. So this 1 hour is something that you have gifted me. You have enriched me with this, and I'll always be grateful for coming here and enriching all our viewers. How many of people today, whoever is on, I'm sure there are a lot more who are going to see this show later and learn. Please spread the light that you are. Continue to encourage these youngsters who come up with amazing ideas. You are young yourself, and I do hope that you will reach the stars, you will fly above the clouds, and I am looking forward to seeing more and more and more about you. And hopefully, maybe have the 100th episode and have Matteo back here again with 100 more that he has supported.
Hopefully,
Okay,
yes.
looking forward to it. Good luck with everything that you do. And I'm hoping that, yes, keep inspiring, never stop, and never ever be embarrassed about anything that has happened. That is an advice from somebody who's much elder to you. I think I'm old enough to be your mom, as a matter of fact, because my daughter is a little younger to you. Never ever be embarrassed about anything because it was not your fault. When somebody does something wrong, it is not the fault of yours, but it's just that it has basically shown their true colors. And
Mm.
the fact that you've moved on to achieve something larger is their loss and somebody else's gain. The world has gained by you existing the way you are. And UAE is a much richer place because you're here. I'm sure the leadership as such is a fantastic leadership here. I mean, that I'm in awe of, and you have added to that landscape. You know, if there
Thanks
is a
so
Burj
much.
Khalifa and there is a Matteo Boffa who has come onto the land doing so much, thank you for supporting India and India's entrepreneurs because I come from there. So I'm going to be grateful to you for that. And I look forward to seeing more and more of you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you,
Thank
Matteo.
you. I
Any
really
great parting advice, words, encouragement, anything for them. And by the way, yes, wish you a very Merry Christmas. If I'm not able to call you or catch you, I know you will have a Merry Christmas and a very, very Happy New Year. Lots of blessings to you and that lovely wife of yours. Parting
thank you so much.
advices or anything that you would like to leave our audience with.
Yes, maybe like as a very closing
Any parting,
remark.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm very honored and blessed to be part of this program. And yeah, the last things that I will say in life, in business, in love, I will take Taylor's slogan: don't just do it right. So embrace the time that you have with the people that you love. Do business in the right way. Don't do it just to do it or to profit. uh, and do it right for the society and for the planet, and this will reflect in doing it right for yourself. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I wish you all a fantastic rest of the day or the evening whenever you will listen this.
Thank you so much, Matteo. I am going to leave all of you with a beautiful quote that I have read on Matteo's wall. Sometimes he posts it in different places. And everywhere that he invests, he says one thing: don't spend to destroy, invest to create. What a beautiful message for us to take from during this COP28, where we are talking about sustainability. While we're talking about sustainability, let's also talk about inclusion. Let's support, let's appreciate what we have, and let's include and appreciate the people that do not have what we have. People who cannot see, people who cannot walk, people who cannot hear. Everybody, people with determination, also are part of our sustainability, and they should become part of inclusion. But please do not include us to exclude us. Include us for us to be you itself, because you never know. Thank you so much for being part of Converse with KS. Nurture Life is very, very grateful for all of you. Thank you all. Have a lovely evening ahead, and please bless Matteo with all your best wishes for him to be doing lovelier things and be inspired, everybody. Thank you and good
Bye.
night.